The auction of Lot 87-inch. The Galactic Bazaar was a riot of light and noise, tucked beneath the domed shadow of Orion Station 9. Traders barked in alien dialects. Neon signs flickered in unfamiliar alphabets. Synthetics danced. Gills steamed. Somewhere, something screamed cheerfully from a cage. Milo Ren, grease-stained mechanic of the Wasp Queen, kept his head down. He didn't do well in crowds or with politics. He came for parts. Not trouble. Definitely not whatever Lot 87 was. And now, rare find, the auctioneer howled in Galactic Common, standing on a levitating pedestal. Cross-dimensional life form. Bio-tinkered. Hybrid strain. Found abandoned on the moons of Zelliker 5. Milo turned as the crowd jeered and laughed. Lot 87 wasn't a ship. It was a pup, pale, mangy, thin to the bone, trembling under a heat lamp. Its eyes were a freakish lilac, and it had too many teeth, one broken horn, and a mouth that seemed too wide for its snout. "Disgusting little mutt," muttered someone beside Milo. The auctioneer jabbed a stick toward it. "Albino, unbonded, slight telepathic leakage, minor corruption, high novelty value, reserve price 60 credits. The creature whimpered. The crowd didn't bid. Milo wasn't sure why he stepped forward. Maybe it was the sound it made, quiet, lost, like a misfiring coolant valve. Or maybe it was something else entirely. Its eyes met his. Suddenly, everything else vanished. His mind flooded with a single, desperate whisper. "Don't let them take me." Milo blinked. The bond was faint, but it was real. "I'll take it," he said, loud enough for the auctioneer to hear. The crowd paused. Then laughter. "Sold!" The auctioneer cried before anyone else could open their mouths. Milo handed over credits. The cage opened. The pup didn't move. He knelt. "Hey, I'm not going to hurt you." The creature limped forward. Then, with more grace than expected, it stepped into his arms. Milo carried it out of the auction while the crowd mocked. But something in him had already shifted. Back on the Wasp Queen, Milo's co-pilot, a sarcastic AI drone named Iris, floated beside him as he examined the pup under a work lamp. "You spent 60 credits on a biohazard." "Technically, I bought a hybrid biomic organism with light telepathy," Milo muttered. "It peed on your console. It's scared. It's leaking static thoughts into every sense array." Milo looked at the pup, now curled in a blanket made from old coolant rags. "What's your name?" The creature blinked up at him. "Name? Right. No one gave you one, huh?" Milo hesitated. "You kind of look like snow and ash in bad wiring." "How about ash?" A soft pulse in his head. Acceptance. Ash it was. For days, Milo worked repairs while Ash trailed after him, sniffing wires, chewing on spanners, occasionally short-circuiting gravity. Despite its twisted form, Ash learned fast how to open doors, how to use a waste tube, and, somehow, how to hotwire the cargo locks. He even fixed Milo's broken arm brace, using his claws and a cable. "You're learning faster than I can teach," Milo muttered one night. Ash butted his head against Milo's knee. "You are my alpha." The word thudded into Milo's chest like a freight bolt. "Nope," he said softly. "Not alpha. Not master. Just friend." Ash considered. Then, friend. Mine. It wasn't quite possessive. It was protective. Milo didn't know what to do with that. The trouble started on Varkesh Station. The moment they docked, 3 heavily armored aliens boarded the Wasp Queen. Tall, skeletal beings, council enforcers. Behind them stood a 4th figure in ceremonial robes, an auction officer from Orion Station. "You acquired an unauthorized specimen," the officer said, pointing a long jewel finger. Lot 87 was part of a class-red genetic disposal program. Genetic disposal? Milo said, "It's a baby. It's a failed weapon." Ash growled from the corner. "You'll hand it over," the enforcer said. "Now." "No," Milo replied without thinking. They drew plasma sticks. Ash howled. Time broke open. Light flickered. Every screen shattered. Gravity reversed. Milo saw images in his head. Ash as a weapon. Ash in a lab. Ash screaming as wires laced into his bones. He saw the infection. He saw the agony. He saw himself, holding a tiny creature against his chest, promising something he hadn't said aloud until now. "I'll protect you," Milo whispered. Ash moved. He didn't grow larger. He grew sharper. Bones extended. Teeth aligned. The infection he'd been fighting flared to life and was controlled, weaponized. 3 enforcers went down in seconds, shields overloaded by sheer feedback. Milo grabbed his toolkit and sprinted. "Ash! Let's go." The pup, monster, whatever he was, leaped after him. They blasted out of Varkesh airspace at FTL speed, alarms howling behind them. Hours later, floating in the silence of deep drift, Milo finally exhaled. Ash was curled in the co-pilot chair, panting. "I saw what you were built for," Milo murmured. "You weren't supposed to survive." Ash said nothing. Then, "You didn't run. Guess we're both a little broken." Ash nuzzled his hand. "Now we build something else." A year passed. Milo and Ash became legends on the fringe. Some said the human traveled with a cursed wolf. Others said he'd tamed a biomech horror with his bare hands. A few whispered about a new kind of vessel, alive, aware, fiercely loyal. The truth was simpler. Milo built ships. Ash built trust. Together, they built a family. And when the Galactic Council sent warships to hunt them, Milo just smiled. Because you can't track something that flies on instinct, and you can't destroy something bonded by love.